Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey and Wine. Today's going to be a little bit different. Today we are talking about the best gift for your wine lover friends. We're doing some giveaways over on Instagram and TikTok, so we figured it would be a good idea to talk about why these are some really good things to give someone and also give you some ideas if you're trying to figure out what to get them. So let's dive right in.
I
Okay,
feel like I'm an elf.
so first thing on our list are decanters. Even if your wine friend has a decanter,
You can always use more.
yeah, having more than one wouldn't be bad. And there are different types of decanters, obviously, like you can see, and there are going to be some that are better than others. I personally, this one is mine. This is the one that actually we are sending out to one of our lucky winners, and I like this one so much more. Have you tried to clean this one?
I always have you clean it because I get intimidated.
This thing is a nightmare to clean. So that's the first downfall of getting one of the gooseneck ones. These things really suck to clean.
They are very beautiful and they do pour nicely. I guess we haven't used this one since we're giving it away, which I think it would pour nicely. But this one is just more dramatic
Yeah.
looking.
The big reason why this one is so much nicer is when you pour in the liquid, pour in your wine, it's going to come to about here probably for a full bottle. And it's just going to have a little bit more surface area in order to be able to actually decant and soften up a little bit and open up. Whereas this isn't going to have quite as much that surface area. So it's going to take a little bit longer. You're going to need to let it rest for a little bit longer. So that's going to be the main reason why I like this shape better than this one. And there are loads of other shapes of decanters. You can get as crazy as you want. You want to see some really fun ones? Check out Wine Folly. They've got some really nice ones on there. But in general, decanters, go for something like this. You can't really go wrong with it. Number two,
It's
getting
a
them a
book.
wine tasting notebook.
It's so cute. And I think this is something that, especially when you first start with trying to like do tasting wine, I think one time we were talking about this, and it was like you can't give something a taste if you don't know what the name of it is. So there's the process of wine tasting where you become familiar with like what words you're looking for in a flavor. So getting a little tasting book is helpful, just where you're able to leave your own notes. This one gives options of all the categories of like dry to sweet, body, finish. So it gives you the opportunity to just try to put down your own thoughts on paper. And then you get to keep it.
Yeah.
And then you know what stuff you like.
I'm a huge fan of this just because one, this one is super tiny. You can literally put this in your pocket if you're gonna go like a
Men's
wine tour.
pockets.
Guys' pockets, yeah. Women, you can throw it in your purse. Guys, you can throw it in your purse if you got a little bag. There's some really cool bags out there. Now, speaking of books,
This
number three,
one of the all-time favorites.
yes.
Mostly it's just very pretty looking. But if you read it, it also has great information. It's pretty, but also informative.
If you haven't looked at Wine Folly at all, specifically this book gives you so much information about anything wine related. It's going to go through the wine making, it's going to give you pairings, it's going to talk about the grapes and the varietals that are going to go into certain wines. It gives you so much information. It is wonderful. This is really what jump started my passion into wine. I started reading this and actually went through, took notes on it, and started trying to document as much as I could. It's a fantastic book.
Didn't you actually get this as a gift?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is a gift.
So this is where it started for us.
Yeah, you can thank. Pretty sure this was from Jacob. So,
Yep.
Jacob, if you're watching this, thanks. This is all your fault, essentially. So we don't have a prop of this because it's up over somewhere. Actually, it's not up yet in our new apartment. But what it is, they've got a ton of different options for these giant posters. And getting a wine poster or wine related art is really nice. So the ones I really am a fan of are the diagrams. I'll either be maps, it will be a giant tasting wheel and kind of tell you, oh, are you smelling something floral? Oh, is it floral? Okay, then is it any of these? Or there are other posters as well that are just really, really nice. And as far as the artwork goes, I know you have some that you really liked.
Yeah, I think it's fun to have some of the cork artwork. Like I've seen where people will get, like a leather, and then as they open a bottle, it's like you fill up the corks with it. You can do any of those like little wine signs, like it's wine o'clock somewhere. Any of those little things that you can just kind of use to like brighten up or decorate the space. And then our last one, I guess, I don't know. I don't have an example, but it was the wine charms.
Oh, yes.
So this is something that I like. So if you ever like this glass has kind of a different design to it, but if you're ever hosting a wine party and you have all uniform sets of glasses, sometimes you can get like markers to write people's names on the glass. They're specific glass markers. They do have a scent though, so then sometimes if you're trying to smell the wine, you'll get the scent of the marker. So I tend to be a fan of wine charms that will attach to the stem glasses. This is something that if you're a crafty person, you can make them yourself. You can just buy metal rings and kind of attach to different charms. It can be a party favor gift that you give to everyone, or you can have a set that you keep out. But essentially, then when someone arrives, they're able to pick out their charm and you know whose glass is whose.
If you do give that to someone who's very crafty, like Heather, we have an entire kit of these. And I don't know how many charms you bought, but there are just so many of these little fun charms.
Yes.
There's like 200 little breads that she got, all different types of bread.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a bread charm, or there was like a chemistry one you
Hmm.
got. In general, it's really nice to give these little things to your wine loving friends instead of trying to figure out what bottle am I going to give them? Do I give them a new glass? Something like that. Just give them something that one, they know you mean well from it. So that's going to be the biggest thing. But these little items that are going to help them either learn more about wine, keep track of wine, or just decorate nicely with wine instead of just putting wine bottles all over the place. We're not in college anymore. It's fun. However, we do have a six little bonus idea for if you like.
Wait, I have to go grab it. I didn't bring it here, but I've returned. This was an impromptu suggestion that I begged Samuel to let us include. So this is my all-time favorite wine gift that was from Samuel himself. And it is an electric wine opener, so it's just with buttons and it will go up and down. And it comes with a little charger stand. I feel like I am the type of person who just really fights with traditional openers, and just makes my life a lot easier.
So those are top five with one bonus. Good gift ideas for your wine loving friends that you can get them this Christmas. Hopefully, you got some good ideas there. If you have some good ideas or you have an idea of what you would want, go ahead and drop it in the comments below and we'll see what people are thinking. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.